One Take Wine. I'm back. Yes, I've had a couple of wines in between this film and the last one that's been posted, but ran into some technical difficulties, so I'm not posting those. And instead, I'll just talk a little bit about a couple of wines that I've enjoyed between now and then. And then we'll get into the what's in the glass today. All right, starting with a recent drink, the Meursault 2020 from Boillot. Some of my past notes have been around Boillot and his Meursault, his village, which I'm a huge fan of. I think they're incredible, and this was even the 2020 is amazing. It's maybe a little more Puligny in style. It has more of a strictness to it, a drier extract type of thing. But very the fruit is sort of lime and grapefruit, because there is a bitterness of bitter almond almost to it. It's very refreshing. It's bold, but at the same time it's restrained. How do you achieve that kind of thing? I mean, a master of the Meursault village for sure. Boillot, highly recommended. The other one I opened was a 2006 Clos L'Église, which I've had before. I was just checking my notes, my written notes, and I saw that some months ago, maybe a year ago, I'd had a bottle. I totally forgot about it. I picked this one up at auction too, because Clos L'Église is one of those Pomeroys where the price doesn't bite and you get some quality to it. And it was a lovely, it was quite woolly, musky, very black mushroom sort of feel to it. Maybe a little tea, but much more mushroom with a sort of dark prune and some kind of red berry mixture. Just a lovely glass of wine. The tannins were a little much. I mean, they were, you paved towards the finish in tannin, and I could live with that. I didn't have a problem with it. It wasn't screaming mineral sort of sharpness. It was much more that woolly character that you get with Merlot, often with wines with a lot of Merlot in them, or that I find happens with high Merlot wines. Anyway, a great wine as well, in a great place. Not a huge finish. I don't know. I mean, I've had better versions of the Clos L'Église, I must say. Still rewarding. I enjoyed it. Today, what do we got in the glass? Well, maybe from the description you've seen. Look at the color on this. Oh my gosh! Wow, this is this is as honey-like as it gets, which is apt because on the nose and on the palate, there's a huge honey present. It's so honey, this wine. It's incredible. But a lemon freshness to it that I mean belies the age of this wine. This to me is an incredibly successful wine. Has some good length. It's sort of, it both lingers and drives. Has vapors kind of coming towards the end. The finish is long. It's 30 seconds plus. Doesn't have the I would say the beef to be a Grand Cru type of wine, or certainly I've had worse Premier Crus of many other wines in the genre. There's something woody or barrel like about it. That influence is still there. So it's kind of got this it's a good bitterness. It's a bit of a bite to it. Feels like sort of like it's piquant. Gosh, that's good. This is a more wine. I bought this at auction some years ago. I bought a few bottles of it. This was my last one. I forgot I had it. It was in the fridge. It's been sitting there taking up space, and I just forgot about it. And it's literally Côtes du Jura, 1990 Chardonnay. That's it. There's no, it's no special lot, no blah 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 from Rolet. And Rolet, I've had some incredible luck with Rolet. I have had some Vin Jaune from 1994, which just knocked my socks off. It was so great. I don't know if 94 is a great year for Jura, but anyway, 90 is for sure. This Chardonnay is fresh. It still feels young. It still feels like it's not going anywhere. Like you don't have to worry if you had these in your cellar. You know, it feels fresh except for that honey, because honey ends up sort of giving an almost ancient feel to things. But the acidity and the freshness, the crispness of it, that lemon sort of thing on the end, is just immediately erases any doubt as to, you know, oh, is this over the hill? No. This is drinking so perfectly right now. It's wonderful. I think I got them for like, 20, 30 euros each. So if you see them at auction, really, I mean, it could have even been less. Nobody really buys these things because you think they're going to be over the hill. As did I, but I would sometimes take a chance. And with this one, and just because I like Rolet, super success. Really highly recommended. The other one I opened, a red, and you saw in the description probably what it is. It's starting to break, showing some age. Getting orange, very heady nose. Ooh la la. Almost a Côte Rôtie or a Hermitage nose. Very deep and seductive, but it is a currenty type of fruit. Yeah, and then even maybe even some because there's a zing to this, so maybe some of that lingon kind of zinginess, but more plum and strawberry maybe, or actually red currant, right? Or black currant. There's a coffee note to this. There's a toasty sort of coffee thing from the wood, and there's also a bitterness that unfortunately is a little bit more than just present in the finish. It's more than a palate cleanser. It tends to dominate I would say maybe the second third of the wine. You sort of get into a bit of astringency there that is unfortunate, because it's a little too severe. Maybe it's too serious for its own good. You know what I mean? Like it overthinks everything. I love the nose and I love the flavors. There's mushroom in there too, very much mushroom. Not the cigar box spice thing that you might expect from a Pauillac, although with this producer, with Grand-Puy-Lacoste, I have never really found that to be the case anyway with their wines. And the 2015, for instance, I drank young when they came out. I was just like popping them and pouring them. Or was it? Or the 05. Probably both. It was 05. And they were, just great wines, but very fruit forward, and less of that sort of Pauillac-ness in the sense of the spice box and the tobaccos and things like that. You can make a case for there being tobacco with this one, but I think that astringency does take over a little bit. The cork, maybe this bottle was a little iffy. The cork kind of shattered on pull, and it's only 23 years old. It's not that old, so I'm not convinced that this was stored ideally. Just even looking at the label, there's no stains or anything on it. So yeah, even so, I love that nose. It's very clearly Bordeaux. It's very clearly classy. It has some decent length. It's a good glass of wine. It lacks a little complexity, which is, again, maybe just the astringency taking over. 92-ish. That's about all I would go for. I had thought to bring it to a tasting and open it in a group, but I'm glad I'm not. I don't think it's generous enough as a wine. Maybe that'll change in future. Maybe that'll change with a better stored bottle. That's what I had for this one. Stay thirsty. Hope you're enjoying a great summer, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.